3, go. So there's lots of buzz in the community lately, what's been going on with encampments, one being shut down, which we're all aware of. A lot of concerns with what is going up on Mulcaster, McDonald, and Codrington Corner as well. I posted a lot of content about it lately, and the comments are, kind of divided, but mostly are going one way. So we want to discuss some few options. There was an article in the City of Barrie's Bay Today, I think it was.
Yeah, barrietoday.com.
barrietoday.com, and we want to go through some things about that. There's multiple layers to this. We got Simcoe County, which is the funding hub, we'll say, City of Barrie, and then we got the police involved, and then we got first responders. This is an ongoing issue, and even in this article, I'm going to go through it, but to me, it's just a big circle. No one's kind of taking accountability.
No. So what's happening is everybody's passing it to the other person. The City of Barrie is saying Simcoe County gets the funding. They have to take care of this. But the problem is that the damages, and look at the encampment, now the fire there. The City of Barrie has to pay for all of that.
Well, no, the taxpayers do.
Yes.
And there's articles too, or communication out there between $4 and $7 million to fund that cleanup.
Yes, and the worst part is that now the cleanup was to protect the water.
Correct.
And now that there was the fire, and I was reading this morning, 55,000 liters of water. So now the fire, putting out the fire is creating the water to go into the water system.
Yeah.
So the City of Barrie, no matter what, is going to have to pay.
100%. For that cleanup, it's all falling on the taxpayers.
Yeah.
A few things I want to mention in the article that jumped out at me, and I want to go through a couple. And there's a few things in here. So Barrie residents have compassion, and there's a lot of people that do have compassion for what's going on inside the community. But I'm going to be honest, the majority of them don't have compassion for this because they're losing the outdoor spaces. They're losing, downtown core. They don't feel safe. They're seeing drug addiction. They're seeing crime. This is going on. So the majority of people are really against this and want something done.
Well, and you know what, Mark? I think the majority of people, also for people that are homeless, that actually want help, that will actually, get a job if they could, get housing if they could. I think most people have compassion towards those type of people.
They do. They really do. And I really don't think that that's the problem in this community. It's the drug addiction.
It's the drug addiction that's the problem.
Yeah. It's drug addiction leads to homelessness no matter what.
And you had a friend in this situation.
Yeah, you can't fix them. And we took we did an intervention that you would see. We hired an interventionist, came from BC, and to do one on the individual, and first things out of his mouth was, I'm going to educate you on this. The second thing is it's single-digit success rate. So it wasn't successful for this individual. So
and he's passed now.
It's passed from drug use. So it's an ongoing issue. But let's look at a couple of points in here from some people. I'm going to refer to Christine Nichols, a retired healthcare professional that has worked in several different capacities in acute care hospitals. Nicholas says her passion was working with those experiencing mental health and addiction problems. She says part of the problem on Mulcaster relates to the lack of collaboration between the city and the county of Simcoe and the Barrie police. And we see it. How many times do we go downtown and we see, why isn't anything being done? Why are we seeing this breaking laws of open drug use happening in the downtown core? It seems no one's working together.
Well, everybody's passing the buck to the other person. I know someone that knows, and I might be wrong. Listen, this is gossip, what I've heard. But one of the police officers told a friend of mine, like I said, it's secondhand, but that they were told there was no point in charging for open drug use because they get it, they go, they take them, they book them, they go right back out, and they're not going to pay the fine anyway.
But it's not about the fine, I believe. I think if enforcement was done there, because what's the most important thing to an addict is getting the fix.
Yes.
So if they're going to jail for 2 days or being locked up,
they go crazy in there.
So they're going to eventually they're going to follow the enforcement the way it's going. I want to go back to Christine's, and this lady believes this passing of the buck needs to stop. I believe this could occur immediately. If we address the issues as a community and get on it, we'll see some results.
And all three of those services work together.
They have to.
Instead of everybody just blaming the other guy.
They have to. I'm going to go on about it because there's some really good points that she makes. She mentioned removal of individual Malcasters who have been offered help and refused it. Let's be honest, that's addicted.
Yeah.
Okay? Why has that not happened? The numbers of the locations is increasing daily, Nicholas says. Enough molly, coddling, and enabling. This is not helping people. It's not helping them. Providing them housing is not going to help the problem. No one is going to build in structures and spend millions and millions and millions of dollars for those properties to get destroyed. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen.
No, it's not.
It's just not.
It's not.
And as we go through this article, it's going back and forth to, well, the seniors and more affordable housing. We need more affordable housing, yes, but the drug addicts won't be going in affordable housing. I'm sorry, it won't not happen.
Well, no, they're going to, even in affordable housing, there's going to be a charge.
100%.
You're still going to have to pay a fee every month. It's not free.
It's not free.
So you need some kind of income.
Oh, I agree.
So, like, you're going to have to be able to hold a job or
100%.
be on, you could be on ODSP.
You could, yeah. You got to be functioning in the community. You got to, maintain a home. There's steps towards it.
That's right.
Taking someone that's addicted to those steps isn't happening overnight.
No.
Or throwing them all together in a building is not solving the problem.
No.
It's just not.
It's not.
It's not. And
No.
I'm going to jump over a little bit too, because I mentioned I did a lot of content about it, and I did post a video, and most of the people, Diane, talked that, want something to be done. They want to see results. They're not expecting from 0 to 100.
No.
They're fine with baby steps. I live in the downtown core, so every time I go out for a walk, it's in my face all the time. Not to the degree that it would be living on Malcaster, McDonald, and part of Codrington, but I see it daily, and this is ballooning. This isn't going away anytime soon. And now that we have that big encampment taken down, we're seeing more of an addiction growing.
I nearly ran over a guy the other day who was walking across Mulcaster with his eyes closed, spinning around with a lollipop in his mouth.
I know.
I nearly ran over him because he's all over the place. Like, it's dangerous for everybody involved because people that are under the influence, like, you don't know what they're going to do. We've done the crime map, and I think we're going to pull it up here, and I'll let Dan, I'll navigate that a bit after we're done the article, because then we can show the viewers what crime is happening down there. Yeah.
I think it's good. I want to go through a couple other points.
So a teacher, Kyle Tilley, at St. John Vianney Catholic School, takes a different approach. He says that what's happening needs care and quick action. They should open up more space right away so people have a safe place to go, not just a tent. The city of Barrie can also work... Can
we stop there and let's talk about that for 1 second?
Yep.
So if we open up more safe places, and I agree with that, there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's a right approach.
Yeah.
But there's going to be stipulations, right? For the addicts, they'll have to be in at a certain time. There'll be rules and regulations similar to what the Salvation Army have. No drugs, no alcohol. That's not going to happen.
They're not going to go there.
They're not going to go there.
They're not going to go there.
Not going to go there.
No. And the problem is because technically it's not against the law to set up a tent due to the human rights codes and all these things.
It's Charter of Rights and Freedoms. It's in the
Right.
Constitution. So what happens with that is Supreme Court's has had some rulings in Canada, 2 in BC and 1 in Kitchener going back to 2023, where the municipalities were taking action on this and they got shut down unless they provided some arrangement. But at what costs does this have to continue? So we're not seeing municipalities do anything because of case law being already put in place. I think that's a wrong approach.
It is.
It's a massive wrong approach to a problem that's going to balloon because we have 3 case laws. I hope some municipality will have the guts say, you know what, I'm not putting up this.
Well,
I'll roll the dice.
the Midland mayor did.
Midland mayor says, we're not putting up with this.
It's not going to happen here.
It's not going to happen here.
So
I have to take a strong approach.
Well, you do, because the thing is, with the way the world is right now, I mean, it's a sad thing with the opiate and the you know, how much rents are, and like, it's not a good situation at all. But we're paying more and more money in taxes and everything else to live here. And
expensive.
It's expensive, and you're scared to walk down the street.
100%. So that's a concern. And, you know, let's
Well,
talk.
and listen, I had this idea. Remember I told you last year I called the mayor's office? And this was my exact idea. And I actually volunteered to head a committee to do this, but I was poo-pooed because it's Simcoe County's issue. It's not the city of Barrie. So the city of Barrie can also work with churches and faith groups to bring back the Out of the Cold program, because the Busby Center is already too full. The police can help keep people safe, but the real answer is more shelter, kindness, and support. Tilly says if the county, the city, and the local groups work together, people can be helped before winter makes things even more difficult. Now, I said the same thing. My thought process, though, Mark, I already know a lot of people aren't going to go there, because if they're in a church, they can't do drugs there.
I think when it comes, I agree, in this time of the year, yes, but when it's minus 30, the door's got to be open.
Well, my thought process is anybody that won't go to a church and get help, you've now identified the group that wants to get help and the group that doesn't.
Oh, that's easily identifiable in the community.
Well, no, when you see them all out there at Mulcaster, you don't know which ones actually want help and which ones don't.
99% of them don't want help who are in that clan. I've seen, because I got to know some of the people downtown.
Well,
right?
that's what this
Right.
other girl that lives in the neighborhood, can you make this go out?
Yeah.
She says she's talked to them, and she lives there. Her name is Jen. She didn't want her last name. She lives within 200 meters of the tent site, and she said she doesn't know, none of us have all the answers, obviously. No.
We don't.
But I do know right now all of those involved seem to be participating in enabling. If there's no incentive for them to move their tents, clean up their own conditions around them, or take responsibility for their own lives, then why would they change? I have talked to many on my walks home, and some say they have no interest in joining the matrix/rat race. If this is the case, the only option is to make the move somewhere else.
That may be an option, because, to this point, though, these groups have been enabling. They have been providing services and stuff like that.
you can come here and do drugs, and then
we'll clean up after you.
We'll clean up
it's
after
okay.
you.
Leave all your needles there.
And we'll give you some food.
This is the point.
And we'll give you some blankets to live. So why would I leave if I'm getting everything I need? And I'm not saying it's a good life there.
It's not.
It's horrible.
It's not.
But
it's not.
It's like, I don't know.
It's a disease.
It's a disease.
It really is.
It is.
And they need that to feel semi-normal. And I get it. And I understand what addiction's about. But, that solution has to be around that demographic for it to work. There's already programs in place for that person that wants help today. And maybe somebody actually, I do want help. And I could, great. There's services there for that individual.
There is.
But it's single digits.
I know.
You probably count them all in hand if we walked up there and took a poll. So this is the concern where the Barrie residents who, frequent downtown and frequent the waterfront areas, they want to go down and enjoy it. They don't feel safe. I've got so many comments that we've left this community because of the massive drug use. Open-ended drug use downtown. We don't bring our kids. We're finding needles at the beach. We're doing this. It's not safe for a lot of individuals, so they have left the community. So when is a community going to come together and figure out a goddamn plan to fix this problem, or to help make baby steps to this problem?
Well, you know what another thing is, there is different organizations in Barrie that do help the homeless.
Yes.
And they are very, very vocal. When I remember when Alex Nuttall last year was talking about he's taking them all down, and they were out there with signs and
They're still out there with signs. That didn't do nothing.
No, but what my issue is, Mark, is it is a very small group of people that support them sitting there.
I agree.
The large group of people, we all sit in our homes and we don't go out in the street.
No.
And we don't yell about it, and we don't do anything about it.
No. This is an issue going on, and it's not. It's not
going away anytime.
It's not going away anytime soon.
No.
And then we kind of stop in. Kind of talks about adequate housing and shelter options are in place. I mean, that's out. And the article goes on and talks about, this many units are coming. This is years away, and I'm going to tell you right now, they will not be used for addiction. They're not going to be. They're going to be used for homelessness, people that want help and who want to get back on their feet and have programs and have mental health workers support that, get them going in the right direction. These aren't permanent residents. They're not going to be permanent residents for people.
No.
They're going to be there to help to get them off their feet.
Transition, yeah.
But again, we go more in detail if you want
to
find some stuff.
This Rammy guy, the city has tools under its municipal bylaws to address tents and encampments on public property, including around the Barrie courthouse. So there are bylaws that stop this. He says the city should issue notices and provide clear timelines for relocation, making sure every individual is offered a housing or shelter option before enforcement.
That's not going to happen.
Well, the problem is, even if they...
It's not going to happen.
Well, Mark, even if there's 100 people there, you know what I mean? Even if you found the shelter, if you have the rules and regulations of the shelters, they don't go there.
They're not going there.
They're not going to go there anyway.
They're not going there.
So is the problem...
That's not a solution.
That's right.
It's not a solution.
Because is the problem that there's no shelter, or is the problem that they won't abide by the rules of the shelter?
You gotta address addiction. You gotta dig deep and find out what the addiction, why is this happening? We know why. Most people know why it's happening. You have to address it there. And you have to find a program or find some kind of things to address that issue. So to provide housing and all that is just more of an enabling thing. Okay, let's send them all to rehab. Well, they don't work. I'm sorry, there's small percentages that work. That's not a solution. That's a Band-Aid.
Yes. Not only that, the other option, and I've heard a lot of people in the city with different ideas. Give them a city field. There's city property all over this town. Give them a field. Mm-hmm. They can go there. Yeah. And they can live on this field. And you give them porta potties and give them, what else would you need there?
Some kind of water system, whether it's, there's some kind of showering system. I don't know if, you know what I mean? There could be water shipped in. I don't know. I don't have the answers for that. I don't know about, a running tap is not going to happen.
Yeah.
But you know what? Porta potties is an answer, right? Will work. Yeah. Let them build their own shelters. Let them, maybe fund them. We're going to let you guys build them, or even if the community got together, and I guarantee you right now, Diane, there'd be 100 people lined up saying, "I'll volunteer to help build some shelters for these folks." There would be.
Oh, even people donating lumber,
100%.
and there would.
100%.
Lots of people would go and help and do that.
They would.
But the city of Barrie is saying, "Well, it's not our problem. Simcoe County has the funds." Blah 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 blah. Okay, so how much is a building lot worth in Barrie? $300,000 or $400,000?
Oh, easy.
Okay, but how many millions is it costing to fix the mess?
Millions and
millions.
Doctor.
So give them a piece of land.
I agree. Put an area and build the encampments and make them, police supervised at a point. Police have to frequent these areas, to me. Yeah. You should be, some police involvement should be involved in that process, right? I think that's well needed. We can't let what happened down on Ann Street in that area. We can't let that happen again.
No.
It's not going to work, but that solutions may not be, because we're always going to have them. So all these folks that think we just provide housing and it's not a solution. It's not going to work.
No,
at what expense is that going to come together? You're talking millions and millions and millions and millions and millions to keep it going.
I know.
So,
well, not only that, Pratt is doing a development with 20 units or something, affordable housing, and
we've seen that in communities that Pratt have built. We've seen over in Bear Creek Ridge where they had so many units that they had to build were more affordable. We know the units.
Yeah.
And they were more affordable, but these people aren't moving in.
Well, this is the thing. It's still not helping the problem.
It's not helping the problem. It's going great. It's helping the lower income affords home ownership. It's helping that group, which is great. But it's not helping this problem that we have in this province today.
No.
In country today.
No. And it's everywhere.
It's massive.
Ottawa, I heard. Like,
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. And I mean, if there's this guy saying that what he thinks is that they should have had like city, instead of sending the cops in there to try to remove them, get like outreach from the city and say, okay, you're going to have to start moving and start facilitating and helping them get out.
But they just say, who are you? It's not going to be, they can't enforce it.
Yeah, I know.
That's the problem, right? Like, let's not sugarcoat this. We need the police on board to say, hey, you need to go. We've given you 60 days to vacate this encampment. Time's up. Let's go. That's what needs to happen.
Well, and Nuttall, okay, the mayor, I have been clear, encampments are not a solution. They're unsafe, unsanitary, and they create lawlessness in our community. Nuttall says the city will help anybody who wants help, that there are supports and services available through the county and community partners. But if the choice is to remain in an illegal encampment, that is not acceptable and will not be allowed. Our parks, our downtown, and our public spaces must remain safe and accessible for anyone.
But they're not.
At the same time, we know law enforcement alone is not enough.
Well, it's a start. Law enforcement, if they were, and I'm seeing them downtown more. I'm seeing these special constables.
Too.
I think it's great. I think it's a step. But are they enforcing anything? So if I had a crack pipe down there in Meridian Square and just grabbed a crack and wanted to get high, they'd probably walk by.
Yeah, I know.
We've seen this. They're walking by at Mulcaster Street.
I know. You know what drives me the craziest? I was telling you about this the other day. So I had a property on Porret that was a rental property, and they had their garbage cans in front of the garage. And they kept doing it, and we got fined by bylaw because there was garbage cans in front of the garage. And they said it had to remain at the side of the property and blah, blah, blah. So it blew me away that if I park somewhere for 10 minutes, and I didn't pay for parking, I'm getting a ticket like that. If you have garbage on your front lawn, if you haven't mowed your lawn, you get a $300 fine, because I've got one of those where that same property where the tenants weren't taking care of it.
Yeah.
So if I don't mow my lawn, I get a $300 fine.
Yeah.
Like, it blows me away how the law-abiding, tax-paying citizens
keep paying
and get punished. Like, they're all over you right away.
They are. But back to, you just triggered something too. So let's just say the camp will go back to the camp, and if a city donates some land, you know what, we put some infrastructure in place, we put recycling bins, we put garbage, and we're going to make sure that you're responsible for doing it, or helping out.
Yeah.
Or at least I think that will take some steps. But how many put gigantic those bins that they put on the new community? Put 50 of them around.
You know what my idea was too, Mark? Gardens. Let them have a greenhouse.
Oh, they won't be capable of doing that.
Gardening?
Sorry. No, it won't happen. Great idea. It ain't happening.
Give them some chickens, I don't know.
No.
I mean, give them some responsibility too, though. That would help.
It's addiction.
They're not going to do that.
They're not. It's the addiction's too strong. They're not capable.
Yeah.
They're just not capable of planting and doing stuff like that.
But not all of them.
Oh, well, I've been around some addiction, and they relapse all the time, right? The gentleman who, would be clean for 6-7 months and fall off the bandwagon for 60 days, and you name it. I've seen it. So, you think he was going to go garden today, or you think he was going to go and be part of that and can, put food in the ground? And there's just no, it's not happening. But one of the things you want to talk in here, I don't want to go over affordable units because it's just not it's not a solution. It's just more affordable housing. You know what? Why don't you?
Well, and look at that too. Ontario Works isn't paying enough for people to live.
Well, that's not. Again, it's this. I don't want to go there.
No, I know. Well, it's just.
It's not designed for that.
No.
It's not designed great, so we can pay for you to do nothing, stay at home, and have $5,000 a month coming in, and no one has to work anymore. That's just fun.
No, I know.
Not a system that's, we have enough systems in place that, people taking advantage of the systems, it's somewhere I just don't want to go.
I think there are solutions if everybody works together. Do I think it's going to get everybody off the street? No.
Oh, it's not.
Can we clean up our downtown? I think so. If
it has to happen. something has to happen.
Somebody has to have enough balls to get a plan and
To
follow
do something.
through.
To do something with it.
Yeah.
Ask the people of the community for help and support. They'll give it to you.
Yeah.
Ask them. Do a town hall.
Yeah.
We have an issue.
Yeah.
Let's take it. I watched an issue 2 years ago.
Yes.
Where they got business owners all coming to City Hall.
I watched
and they talked
that.
about. We watched it and we talked about this. And they'd go, okay, you're up. Okay, I'm so-and-so and I own the McDonald's, and we'll use that as an example. And that gentleman that owned the McDonald's they're causing thousands of dollars in damage.
Yes.
People don't want to come to that McDonald's because the addicts are all over the place. Like, what isn't enough? Okay, thanks. And then the next person comes.
Yeah.
The dialogue wasn't two ways.
No.
That can't happen.
You know what else killed me about that? So they have a town hall meeting on this with no police chief there, no fire chief, no law enforcement, no emergency service workers, or Simcoe County.
Nothing.
No. So I heard of the one, I think it was a Midland Mark, and they had the fire chief there, they had the police chief there, they had the mayor there.
Yes.
They're a group. You work together and you figure, you try to do something. You can't work independently.
Nothing got done from that.
Nothing
got done from that.
No.
And there must have been 10 people that went up to local businesses, et cetera, et cetera. Nothing got done. Nothing was solved.
And how many businesses have shut down? Look at your healthcare one that you liked.
Oh, I was there all the time. Great. Shut down. Had enough.
And why? Because the guy got stabbed, didn't he?
Guy
the
got
owner.
stabbed. I think it was the father of the owner. His father, her father, one or the other. And that was the last straw. Closed down. It was a big, successful business there.
I know.
Gone.
I know.
Gone. So
there's other restaurants
why
and stuff too.
Why are we going downtown and walking into Dollarama, and Dollarama has 2 security guards today?
Yeah, I know.
Why? We know why. I don't got to tell you why.
I used to go to the Shoppers on Wellington for a while. There were security guards in there too.
And
it's unnerving. It's the middle of the day.
It's wow. I don't feel safe. And
yeah.
A lot of people don't feel safe. Look what's going on around. Look at the home invasions in Vaughan. 2 last week. One guy got shot. Another one last night. People don't feel safe in communities today.
No.
Did you want to go to the crime map and maybe talk about some of the crimes there?
We've gone like 30 minutes.
Yeah, okay. I think that's probably enough. You know what? Leave a comment. I mean, I think comments are good. No one has the right solution, but I think some of these approaches in this article are ludicrous, to be honest. We're not dealing with the addiction issue. That's what it comes down to. Deal with the addiction issue, and it will solve. And don't say rehab, because rehab will not work for these people. And
it works for 2 or 3% that actually want the help.
That have been through this forever.
Yeah.
But okay, thanks for tuning in. Let's see how it goes. I wonder how long for 28 minutes.